Hello everyone. I've been meaning to get out here and do another garden update, but I've just been so busy with everything. This is the second greenhouse that we built this spring, and the tomatoes are doing really nice in it. These are the mortgage lifters, and they're growing so quickly. They're already flowering. There's lots of flowers on these. So hopefully we'll be having tomatoes in not too much longer. These ones were the larger ones when we planted them. Wait for that truck. These ones over here on this side were a bit smaller, but they're catching up very quickly. They're also loaded with flower blossoms. So yeah, so far this greenhouse is working out really well for us. There's a good 6 inches or so at least of wood chips down on the ground, and we hardly have to water at all in here. Because it's small, when it rains outside, the water gets pulled through the ground and the wood chips inside. We have been using a little bit of compost tea, but that's about it. They've only had 1 or 2 doses of that. Alright, now I'm in our original greenhouse, and we really need to get some string up to get these tomatoes tied up. We just haven't had time. That's on the to-do list for this week. These tomatoes over here are doing amazingly well. These are the Elizabeth Roma staking tomatoes, and they're covered in flower buds, and I can't believe the size of the leaves on these. They're huge. They're really enjoying being in the greenhouse for sure. Anyway, that's what's planted all the way down this side. Some of these were much smaller when we put them in, which is why they're slower growing right now. The larger ones are obviously growing much faster. These were started in the newspaper pots, and we will not be using those again. We found anything that was started in the styrofoam cups just really outdid everything else, and that's pretty much all we're going to be using from now on. Even the plastic pots don't do as well as the styrofoam cups for us anyway. Probably because it's cold here, so it helps to insulate the soil temperature. Now over on this side we've got some little cherry tomatoes, and then further down here are the Cascade tomatoes, and here on the end is our old German tomato. This was started from a sucker cutting we took out of our greenhouse plants last year, and we rooted that and grew it through the house through the winter, and it was maybe 9 to 12 inches tall when we planted it out here in the greenhouse this spring, and it's doing really well. And we have our first tomato on here already, and it's loaded with flowers. So after we get this tied up a little bit better with all the other side strings in here, we're going to do some pruning and whatnot, and hopefully within a few weeks or so we'll be starting to have some tomatoes. I miss them.